Howdy folks and welcome to 15 Nautical Mile Arc. Today we are in Scotland. We are at Inverness and we are going to fly southwest towards Oban. And the reason why I wanted to do this is I wanted to fly over Loch Ness. I've done this before in Flight Simulator X or FSX many years ago. And I enjoyed this flight very much. I used to do it over and over again because it was so beautiful to look at. And I'm hoping in X-Plane 10, it'll be even more gorgeous. I am running version 3 mesh, and the water reflections are cranked up, and real-world weather is turned on. And I'm hoping it'll be quite the nice sight. This is Inverness, as I said, and it's default from the gateway, so this is default in X-Plane. And I do have the Oban Airport freeware installed, although I got a warning saying there's a scenery loading warning, so we will see what happens as we get closer to the airport if my sim pops up warnings or not. I'm not exactly sure. We are on the Twin Otter again, and I wanted to use it because it'd be appropriate for this flight, and I was so upset about my landing in the previous video that I'm hoping for a better landing this time. I've been flying such heavy aircraft lately that I screwed up, and I just want to do a better job, so hopefully that'll work. This livery, completely inappropriate for the area, but I wanted to use it. I've never used it before. In fact, I think this is new. When I got the update to this aircraft, I haven't seen this before myself. So without any further ado, let's hop on in. I actually have everything turned off this time. I do want to check fuel this time. I don't think we need 2.5 hours of fuel. I think we do need about 2 though, because we want reserves. I'm not exactly sure how long this flight is supposed to take. There's no way it's even 2, but I like to have a little bit of reserves, and I'm hoping the lower weight will help me land better and not bounce. So this is what the aircraft looks like before you do anything. There is no external power modeled on this, so you do need to turn on the battery in the master, and then this is where you can come and turn on your entrance lights and everything. So normally when whoop, come on, there you go. So normally when you see this, I have all the lights on, turn the lights on like this, so it looks like, you know, our people are coming in and they're going to have a seat and all that stuff. So but when it's really dark, that's what it looks like. So let's hop back up front and let's close our door here. Have it in the right spot. And I've mentioned cautions and warnings a lot. This is the stuff that will be on if you screw up and you don't start everything correctly. So we already have that turned on, We are going to turn on the GPS, get that started. I'll come down here, turn on our fuel boost pumps. And then we have to turn these on, and like I say over and over again, my yoke does not model those for some reason. It does in every other aircraft. And let's make sure those are up. Again, normally I have props to feather, but you don't get a sound if it's feather. I mention that every time too. Just checking out my throttles there. Does this light turn on? Oh, it does. I've never played with that before. That's cool. I've never really looked in that section. But anyway. I guess it is right there, it's just off camera. Alright, let's turn these on a little bit here. We don't need them cranked up too high. There we go. I'm trying to turn on some collision lights and things. No smoking. Everybody should fasten their seatbelts because we will be starting soon. And I want to make sure that everybody is ready to go. We can actually turn these off now. We could wait till the end of the runway for that. We're ready to take off, but we'll just turn them off now because I will forget. Alright, I turn the fuel, whoops, I already turned the pumps on, and let's turn our igniters and let's get our first engine started. Alright, let's hop in and do the other one. No need to wait all day. And there it's going. Let's hop in here. Now we are going to use an NDB to point towards the airport so we know where we are. I don't think I've ever used an NDB in here. So where is our ADF? That's nav and com. Nav, com, 88. This ADF? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we need 404. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Okay, I guess we don't have a plus. We'll just keep going minus until it goes back to 4. 0. Nope. That's going to be our 4. This will be our 0 here. Let's go around back to 0. 404. And where's your ADF card? Let's turn one of them to ADF. I don't know which one it's going to be. It'll be a while before we pick it up. So I'm just going to turn them both to ADF because I don't know which one this is. Anyway, well, I guess we could turn this on too, although we're not using air traffic control, but whatever. VFR. Okay. Identify VFR. Alright, what's this down here? I've never played with this stuff before. Oh boy. Ooh, more things to play with. Alright, let's not do that. I also, see now, okay, so I've talked before about my rudder controller. When I step on the ball, there we go. It was backwards, but I reversed my controls. And now I should be able to step on the ball, but now my taxi will be backwards, but I really don't care. Alright, so we got everything there. We are not doing anything here with our flight plan because we don't have a flight plan. This is from our last flight. Let's just delete that so I don't even have to look at it. We're just flying to Oban. We're not even going to put it in there. Well, you know, I guess I could, and then we'd have our distance. Okay, let's do that. Let's go direct to Oban. Echo. This way, Echo. Right. Oban. And enter. Direct 78 nautical mile. That's going to take us a while. A lot longer than I thought it was going to take. But that's okay. We're not in a hurry. Alright, so I think we're all ready to go here. We're going to turn on our taxi lights, which are way up. Oh, no, we're not. We got to turn on our generators first. We got to reset them first, then turn them to on, or else your caution and warning light won't go off for those. And come on. There we go. And bleed air. And warm it up a little bit if you want to. Everything else is ready. Pitot heat. De-ice, you're not going to worry about that. Let's turn on the strobe and our computer fan. Okay, now we should be ready to go here. I'm going to hop outside for the taxi just because it's more interesting. Alright, we're going to take off our... Now... Yeah, see now my... taxiing is going to be opposite what I'm used to doing, but that's okay. Alright, so now we're actually going to head down runway 5 to taxi, then turn around and we'll be on runway 23. Got some deer to move out of the way here. Alright, coming up to the runway, you see the X's there tell you do not taxi there. That is not a taxiway. That's what that's telling you. X's on a runway mean not a runway in use anymore. Guess we don't have to go all the way down to the end. After all, we have plenty of runway and we are STOL. So here we go. Straighten out. There we go. Set the parking brake a second. Get these flaps down. I think we're only going to do 20-degree flaps again. We have plenty of runway. Hopefully the wind doesn't take us this time. And landing lights off. Landing lights on. Taxi lights off. Everybody strapped in, ready to go. Sure looks like it here. Alright, release that parking brake. Full throttle and away we go. And now with my reversed rudder control, hopefully I can stay on the runway. Hey, it's not so bad. And we're already off the ground. Look at that. There we go. We'll get our flaps in here. We'll fly runway heading a little bit. And then we'll head off to the right, and then we will fly over Loch Ness. And then I believe there's another loch right behind it, although I can't remember what it's called. Nicely modeled airport there. Should be in your version of X-Plane as well. Alright. put on the brakes to stop those wheels from spinning around. Tree lines and farms installed, although I don't know if those are the same farms you would have in Scotland. There we go, there's a nice runway shot. There's the ocean behind us. Well, that was definitely a better takeoff than last time. Alright, let's hop inside and monitor everything quickly. It looks good. Everything's in the green. There's not any engine management in this aircraft that I'm aware of. At least I've never had any problems staying full blast forever. Let's keep heading this way and eventually we'll enter Loch Ness itself. I don't want to fly too high. I want to stay pretty low to the ground on this one. You know, I could have had the floats on and we could have landed on Loch Ness. I had to look around. That may be the city of Inverness itself. Not entirely sure. Pretty nice looking though. I want to see out that window. Have to turn the plane a little bit. Alright, so we just follow this river and it'll bring us to the loch. So this body of water up here, that's Loch Ness right there. And again, I don't want to get too high. I want to have a nice sightseeing trip. When I used to fly this in FSX, I would fly low enough that the sides of the hills were taller than I was, up higher than I was. Very, very nice. Pretty hazy. Now this haze and stuff, that's a real world weather doing that. I don't have any special settings or anything. I could fly clear and then we'd see way off into the distance, but this is real world stuff and it's a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it. Every once in a while you have a snag like in our Saba video where you get blown across a runway. That's okay. Alright, let's get closer to the loch here. Just because we can. I really wish I had the floats on. We could skim the water a little bit. I should have thought of that. Are we in a crosswind situation here? Well, I guess not. It sure feels like it. Yeah, maybe we are a little bit. Yeah, we are. Look at that. We're getting blown all over the place. I'm slowly dialing back the throttle here to get lower to the ground without worrying about overspeed. Again, look at all this haze in the mountains over here. That's awesome. That you need real world weather for that. You can't turn that on. You can decrease your draw distance and your visibility, but it doesn't look like that. No way. That's just amazing out there. Alright, so we have to fly the plane. So I believe this is sea level. It might be a little bit above sea level because there was that river. That river might have a downgrade to it. My point being we're 1,300 feet above sea level, so maybe we're about 1,200 feet, 1,100 feet above sea level. I mean ground level. Did I say that backwards? Alright, using my throttle to control my descent so that it becomes no descent. So there we're well below the top of the mountain line on both sides. And we're cooking right along. We'll keep our landing lights on since we're so low to the ground. So for this lock, we'll stay low to the ground. For the next one, we'll fly high up, much higher up. We're still slowly losing altitude. See the traffic over here trying to drive at an angle. So you can see the end of the lock is right about there. And then we'll gain some altitude. There's looking back. And we're coming up on the end of the lock already. Well, I was hoping for a sighting of the Loch Ness Monster, but I guess we didn't have one. I do have a Loch Ness Monster add-on installed, except very few people can find it. So I don't know if it's static and you have to be along the ground or along the water on floats, or if it's not static, meaning it comes and goes as it pleases and you're not going to see it every time. I am not sure, but I'm not the only one who can't find it. A lot of people are saying they can't find it. It's been around for many, many years. So I was hoping we'd have a chance to see it, but I guess not. I'm not going to fly over and over and over again. However, had we had floats, it would have been fun to literally skim the water. That would have been fun, but oh well, so be it. Maybe next time, as they say. So now we're just going to keep on going here, and we're going to head towards our actual destination. So we'll go over this lock at an altitude, and then we'll actually head towards the airport. And we'll probably land on runway 19. I cannot get accurate weather for the other airport. I got perfect weather for the, or I got accurate weather for the for Inverness, and obviously it worked out well, but I do not have accurate weather for Oban, so we'll just have to see what happens when we get there, which runway will feel better. Well, no Nessie today. I'm really disappointed. I was kind of hoping we would see it. Wow, we're still below the level. Alright, let's climb up more here. At least I believe this next body of water is also called a loch. I can't remember the name of it though, so it may not be, but I'm pretty sure it is. Look at that, some rolling countryside out there too. Here's a nice view of the rolling countryside. Wow. I can only imagine what this is like in real life. I'll probably never get here, so I just use the simulator to simulate. That's cool, that river going through there. And there's our Loch Ness. Oops, again, trying to fly and look the other way. Alright, our ADF is kicked in, so let's follow the ADF now. We could follow our GPS, but I have a lot more fun with instruments like the ADF. Barely see the tops of those hills over there, or maybe they're just plain in the mountains, I guess. Wow, it is really hazy. Looks like we got some train in front of us. Want to be careful of. Actually, we're not going that way anyway. For those of you not familiar with the geography here, we are flying across Scotland. We're flying from the east side all the way to the west side, and I'm kind of nervous about this train. I don't think we're going to go follow our ADF anymore. I'm tempted to fly through here though. Except But I don't think I'm going to, because I don't know if there's a way out. And we're already at almost 7,000 feet, so I don't want to go too much higher because I want to be able to increase our speed, which we'll be doing in a moment here. Trim down a little bit to level off. Yeah, I think my rudder control of my yoke is kind of stuck because the ball was way to the right. Without banking, the ball's way to the right, and I stepped on it, or I bumped my yoke a little bit, my paddles, and it centered itself. So that I got to be aware of that, I think. Looks like we might be crossing over these mountains after all. Our ADF is starting to move off to the left. Although they do come down though, so airport should be right back there. And if we have to circle the airfield, we will. Oh boy, look what just popped into view here. More mountains. I don't remember this terrain when I would fly this in FSX. Either my memory serves me poorly, or this version 3 mesh is just that much more accurate than FSX was 10 years ago. I cannot get enough of the scenery. I could spend another hour just flying around here. There's mountains under the engine in the far background. Road with bridges in the foreground. And this haze just adds a really cool element to. I must say though, the smoothness and the sound are almost putting me to sleep. .2 nautical miles. I'm wondering, I mean, I want to land on runway 19 because of the way the wind was in Inverness, and I wasn't able to find the wind at Oban. So I'm just wondering if I come over here a little bit, if I'll be able to see the runway to fly straight in without circling the airfield. But I have a feeling we're going to have to circle. I'm pretty high. We're 5,800 feet above sea level, which will pretty much be that much above ground level too. I think this airport's only 35 feet. Alright, I'll kill the throttle and we'll come down here for a closer look. I mean, 2 minutes away, it's certainly not over here. Oh, there it is. Ha! So the way I found it was 2 minutes. I know it wasn't that far, so I looked at my ADF and I'm like, well, my ADF is pointing off this way, and sure enough, it's right there. So I'm not sure what the official approach is for this runway. It looks like there's some terrain on this side, so I don't know if you would come around here and then land, or come over this and nose down. Or maybe most of the time you don't land runway 19 because you're coming in from the ocean side and the wind is coming this way. I'm not entirely sure. I believe these are all sailboats, and this is all custom modeled. This is not a gateway airport. This is a freeware airport. It's for X-Plane 10 though. It's not a port over from 9. We're descending nicely without throttle, not picking up any speed, which is good. I'm really going to concentrate on this. I want this landing to be a lot better than the previous one in this aircraft. It's really windy. I don't think either runway would be an ideal choice for this wind. And the weather updated. Or is that the scenery loading? Nope, that's weather updating. Scenery is already loaded, or else we wouldn't have the sailboats. And no message that it was going to crash or anything, so the scenery loaded just fine this time. Alright, we'll get some flaps out here. Boy, I don't know if you would normally land this direction. 10 degrees, 20 degrees, introduce some throttle. Still some nice scenery. Let's look out the window really, really fast. Looking good. And there's a mountain there. Alright, we'll do our come down to about 80, then we'll do our 30 degrees. We'll just follow the highway, how about that? And then we'll nose down a little bit, because we're still over that mountain if you look in the right spot. We're still over that mountain. There we go. Kind of a steep landing. Oh, we're getting blown all over the place. Oh my goodness. A little bit more throttle here. We don't want to land too soon. There we go. Throttle to idle. Come down and we'll just about stall. There you go. And reversers, although we don't need them. I'll roll out. Man, that was quite the wind at the last minute there. But it was definitely coming from the side, so I don't think it mattered which runway we landed on. I think we were going to have problems. Alright, you know what? Instead of parking to taxi, let's just get some fuel. Fuel area. Echo. We don't need fuel, but let's just go there anyway, just for something different. Ugh. These brakes, all or nothing braking, I call it. Really isn't a whole lot of room to fit here. I'm gonna stop right here. Now let's pull up a little bit. Alright, we'll stop right there, set the parking brake, and we will... Oops, wrong menu. We'll do the right. Turn off our landing lights, taxi light on, fine. Sure, these off are not blinding people. Alright, now I have a look at replays. I think we have a mountain view. I was trying to decide between mountain view and water view, but I think we'll do mountain view today. And we can see the airport too. Very nicely modeled. I'm very happy with this one. Much, much better landing than last time. And the wind was just blowing us around even after we touched down. Alright, let's have a runway view. Haven't had one of those in a while. I think we'll be able to see the wind take us too. Yeah, look at that. Look at that wind at the last second. Wow. It was gusty. It wasn't really a crosswind. There's some deer that weren't there before. Touchdown and the wind still had us. Nice scenery though. Let's have a wing view. There's a fence going down the street. I'm sure that road wasn't there when this was modeled originally. There's a GA parking on the grass. Oh, good. So even though we're touched down, you still hear the wheels squealing because the wind is blowing us to the left. And that's what's causing the squeal. Alright, let's go back to real time. Alright, so here we are, parked right at the pumps. Just like we want it to be. So let's shut this thing down. First of all, let's turn off our taxi light. And let's turn off our engines here. There we go, turn that off. Probably come down here and turn off our fuel pumps. And we can turn off the Garmin. I don't know, what does this stuff do? Well, that's not modeled. Huh, that's fun though. Alright, let's see here. We can probably turn off the... Oops, no, we'll leave that like that. I wish we had external power modeled. Let's turn those on. Seatbelt lights can come off. All this can come off. We'll keep our anti-collision because we're at the pumps. Turn off some of this stuff. Guess we don't need that on right now. And we should have the lights on, and we do. And let's get our... Although I guess we wouldn't have passengers if we were fueling, would we? But let's say we do, just because we can. Let's hop out here. Don't bonk your head. Watch your head. We'll walk away here. There you go. Some nice scenery. You see the mountains off in the distance. Calmer water here. Alright, well, we had a much better landing than last trip in this thing. Still had some wind issues to deal with, though. But it turned out okay. I was very happy. We did not see a Loch Ness monster. That's too bad. Maybe I'll do it again some other time. But like usual, if you found me by accident, please subscribe if you're a regular subscriber. Thank you for your continuing support and helping me build this channel. It's a brand new channel at the time of this video, and it'd be nice to get some more subscribers and build the channel a little bit more. So thank you for those who are sticking with me. Check out other flights on the channel. I normally do general aviation flying, but every once in a while I'll pull out the 727. In fact, our next flight will be another 727 flight, so look for that in the coming days. I normally upload every 5 to 6 days. Sometimes more frequently than that if I have a backlog of videos. So thank you once again, and we'll catch you on the next one.